Fish pose. The spinal range required in this pose is extension, backward flexion. While the entire spine should extend, not every region can contribute equally to this extension because of the structure and characteristics of the vertebrae in each region. Most of the movement occurs in the lower back because of its vertebral structure. The upper back can perform less extension because of its anatomical structure. Nevertheless, extension is a necessary range of movement for the upper back, and in its absence, the tendency is to increase loads on adjacent regions, among them the cervical vertebrae above and the lower back below. Performing the fish position in a balanced and gradual manner may improve our posture patterns and help to open and expand the chest cavity. It can also activate the deep back muscles without placing vertical load on the spine. In this position, it is especially good to emphasize extension of the chest vertebrae. If we perform adduction and lowering of the scapulae and at the same time rotate the shoulder joint externally, this will help to open and expand the chest cavity. The trapezius draws the shoulders back and down, opening the chest. The posterior deltoid extends the shoulder and rotates it outwardly. The infraspinatus rotates the shoulder outwardly. Problem 1 is that the structural kyphosis of the back limits how much extension we can perform because of the low movement potential of the thoracic vertebrae. If we perform the movement without extending the thoracic vertebrae, the tendency is to transfer the movement to the cervical vertebrae to compensate for the limitations on thoracic extension. If we extend the cervical vertebrae too strongly, we may cause cervical overload. This matter is especially important for people whose posture causes a shortening of the nape muscles. In such situations, tucking in the chin towards the chest will lengthen and protect the cervical area. Solution 1 is to place a folded towel under the back of the head to support the cervical vertebrae. By performing the position with a slight elevation of the nape, we can elongate the position of the cervical vertebrae. Because this adaptation emphasizes local extension of the thoracic vertebrae, it is very effective for using movement to treat trainees with kyphosis. Solution 2 is to tuck in the chin before extension, in this case, flexing to the rear. Problem 2 is functional stiffness or a tendency to neck pain. This position may create excessively strong extension of the cervical vertebrae. In many cases, this may trigger overload, especially when a person's posture causes a shortening of the nape muscles. Solution 1 is to tuck the chin in toward the chest and hold the neck in a long position, so that it forms a natural continuation of the thoracic vertebrae. Solution 2 is to perform the position with the nape slightly elevated. By performing the position with a slight elevation of the nape, we can elongate the position of the cervical vertebrae. Because this adaptation emphasizes local extension of the thoracic vertebrae, it is very effective for using movement to treat exercisers with kyphosis. Problem 3 is sensitivity or pains in the lower back because of excessive lumbar lordosis. The solution is to perform the movement with knees flexed and feet on the floor. This position enables exercisers to tilt the pelvis slightly to the rear and to moderate the lumbar lordosis.